So in this video, we're going to be exploring whether or not a relationship is proportional. Now, when you go back, if you need to, feel free to go back to the methods and meetings video on proportional relationships, but this is just kind of an application of that. So one thing in a proportional relationship is if one quantity is a multiple of the other. And, you can identify this relationship. It can be identified from a table, a graph, or an equation. So let's kind of look at two different examples. So this was an example from the textbook. This is problem 426, and it refers back to the Sonia birdseed problem. So here's Sonia's problem, and she's buying birdseed. So she buys, 2 pounds, and she spends, about $10, and she spends buys 4 pounds, and she spends about $20. So there's this kind of effect in terms of like a direct relationship. This other problem refers back to Gustavo's problem, where he was his college fund, where his grandmother put in a certain amount in the college fund, and then he saw it growing over time. Now, how can you look at a graph and know whether or not it's proportional or not? So there's a couple things that you would want to be looking for. Okay, so we're looking to see, one, are these proportional or not? So one is, it has to be linear. It has to be a straight line. Okay, so it has to be a line. So for both of these, yes, it meets that requirement. They're both lines. The other thing is that it has to be this relationship where one is a multiplier of the other. For example, 2 times 5 gives me 10. 3 times 5 gives me 15. 4 times 5 gives me 20. Whereas here there's something else that's happening. And if we had a table, we go back to the table and look at that. But as a quick way to find out whether it's proportional or not, it needs to go through the origin. So did it go through the point 0, 0? You can see that right here, it didn't start at the origin. So because it didn't start at the origin, this one is not proportional. Okay? It does grow by a certain amount each time, but it has to go through the origin. Whereas here, it's going to meet the requirements for being proportional. It's a straight line, and it goes through the origin. So this one, yes, straight line. Yes, goes through the origin. So yes, this one is proportional. And we'll be looking later at the equations for this as well as tables to kind of tie all of this piece together. So good luck, but once again, just being able to recognize proportional, straight line, goes through the origin. This one doesn't meet both of those requirements, not proportional. And then obviously something that is not a straight line would not be proportional.